Obviously we're focusing on weather today here on Down the Road. I realize that much of what we're talking about comes from a perspective of us in the East, not what some of you are going through in the West. I get that. But here in the East, we're wet. We're wet, and we haven't been turning any wheels, any tracks, anything out there in the field. And some of the boys are ripping their hair out, and that's just the truth. Kyle Aasand is with us. He's with Cass County. He's with NDSU Extension. Kyle, good to have you coming down the road with us.
Yeah, thanks. Glad to be here.
All right. NDSU Extension, you've been relied on by everybody. You've been kind of the voice of what's going out there when it comes to ag production. Answer me this one, Kyle. How far are we backed up? When you talk to the farmers that you work for in Extension, what are you hearing?
I mean, yeah, this year we're really wet. We're really behind in terms of planting. Basically, nothing in the county has been done here in Cass. I saw a couple people maybe in Richland County trying to go this weekend. I saw some people getting stuck. I think people were just antsy to go. Last year, we were really dry, so we were way ahead of schedule. I think I just looked. Last year, we were corn 36% planted already, soybean 17%, spring wheat 66%. This year, that's a big zero across the board. So we're, in terms of planting, quite a bit behind. Last year, we were ahead, so it's not really average last year. But yeah, in terms of planting, we're quite a bit behind our normal.
Kyle, give me those numbers again compared to last year. One more time.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so soybean last year we had planted around 17% of the soybeans were planted this May 9th last year. Corn was at 36%. Spring wheat was at 66% in Cass or North Dakota.
What changes if this continues? This whole thing continues to the point where, we're looking at the end of May, the beginning of June. I know the words prevent plant are something that no farmer wants to say out there. But what changes? Do we go to a shorter variety of corn? Does everything go to soybeans? What do you see happening in talking to the farmers?
I mean, right now, I think hopefully if we can get out there next week, start planting, here in Cass, you can start going with your corn as is. Hopefully, once we get, past that May 20th, you're looking at shorter season corn. You're looking at planting more soybeans, things that we just need such a long growing season for corn. We already have such a short growing season up here in the north. So that's really tricky with the corn getting backed up against the wall with the fall and the potential for frost in the fall. So, corn, once we can get going, hopefully the yields won't be, we're going to be seeing a reduction in yield, as we're moving past the beginning of May for especially the corn and soybean. But that doesn't mean necessarily yields are terrible at this point. Of course, once we get in, we will have moisture. We know that's there. So they should be going, or, if we can get some sun, some good weather here, so hopefully we'll get growing pretty quickly here. But yeah, I mean, we're getting, catching up to mid-May here, and we're going to have some decisions to make in terms of what we can plant.
Okay. Kyle Aasand is our guest. He is with NDSU Extension. Kyle, want to talk to you a little bit about Daryl Richardson. He joined us before you came on. And Daryl pointed out that last year, by getting out in the field later, or maybe by having that bad end of May frost, when it came to the yields in terms of that heavy heat cycle in June, it might have helped on some of this. I don't know, where you're at on that, if you saw some of that at NDSU Extension.
Yeah, I definitely, we talked to people who did. They had to, plant later, replant, whatever. And they did you can have some good yields at the end of the year, especially last year with limited moisture, that late planting having, what they could get throughout the season. The late planting actually, kind of helped in some cases. And that's the thing. Once we get going here, some of this stuff should yield all right. But, there's just so much to plant because nothing's been done that some of it's going to be pushed, quite a bit back. And that was where we might see some issues.
All right. Kyle, watch me. You avoid this. Watch me get in trouble with farmers instead of you. You take what could be 200 bushel corn on a normal year, probably a little bit more, and then you take that down to 170 bushel, 175 bushel. The truth of the matter is where corn prices are in comparison to other years as well. It's not time to look at it as though it's just drastic. Kyle, is my point.
Yeah, I mean, the prices are really good. And so that helps, knowing that if we're planting later and we take some of a yield hit, hopefully, these prices are looking really good. So that's going to help hopefully smooth things over and, help with the comfort level in planting corn later here.
So what do you see out there in terms of what they're going to plant? I'm curious about that because wheat prices have been good. Are they going to plant more wheat? Everything's had a good price, but do they stick to the same rotation as what they have been in the past?
Yeah, I think people want to, from what I've been seeing, they want to stick to the rotation. I don't think people are hitting the panic button just quite yet and changing things up too much. Maybe we'll see some more spring wheat or soybean get planted here at the end if corn really, it's too late for that. But I think at the moment, people kind of want to stick to their plans, plant what they what they were originally thinking in their rotations is kind of what we're looking at. Hopefully, we do get some good weather and people can go because once, we got big equipment, once people start planting and we have hopefully good weather, people can plant fast and we can get a lot in the ground pretty quickly.
And that is something that a lot of people don't consider. And my buddies that I have can get a lot of seed in the ground. The seed itself, what are you seeing in relation to if you have to take, this variety of, I shouldn't say variety, but, this date of maturity corn and go to a shorter maturity corn? How hard is it going to be able to access that new seed?
With anything, the supply chain issues and whatnot, it can be difficult. That could be difficult to get, the seed you need. So that could be an issue as well, I suppose.
Yeah, that to me is going to be one of the big tells, because having again some friends that are in the seed business, they're already looking at having to change out some of these things. So that's going to be pretty interesting. Kyle, thanks for what you do. If people want to find out more about NDSU Extension or see your work, where do they go?
We have a website, NDSU Extension. You can go specific to Cass County. It comes up with all my information. I'm located here downtown Fargo. If you want to come see my office, I'm in the basement. We're not flooding yet, so that's good.
So do you have a basement in your home?
No, I do not right now. Actually, a couple of my coworkers left to go check on theirs, but I'm okay at the moment.
There's some cars stuck in the streets today, or there was in Fargo. So, Kyle, good to talk to you. Thank you for giving us your time.